You ever wonder why some people treat you any kind of way? You ever wonder why people do you dirty? You ever wonder why, like, people lie or scheme or plot against you? It's not because they feel like you're not unworthy. It's actually the complete opposite. Okay? People literally will make you feel some type of way because that's their natural way of responding to you, because they're trying to wrap their mind around why somebody like you wants to deal with them. Okay? Think about it like this. You're a wonderful, wonderfully made person, okay? Personality on point. You know, you seem like you got your stuff together. You know, you get stuff done. You make stuff happen. But everybody that comes into your life just seems to take advantage of you. They seem to want to use you for things. They seem to lie, to scheme, and to just not be a genuine person. But they're doing all these things because they don't feel like in their self being their true authentic self and showing that and revealing that to you, they don't feel like you would actually want to deal with them if you knew the real them. So that's why they're fake. That's why they put on. That's why they adopt your whole personality, because they know if they were truly themselves, then you wouldn't want anything to do with them. So stop taking other people treating you any kind of way as an insult. You should automatically think to yourself like, wow, you're doing this because you feel like I'm too good to even be associated myself with you. Like, you're self-sabotaging. You know good and well that you don't even deserve to be in my presence. Just think about it. If you felt like you didn't deserve to be somewhere, how are you going to act? You're going to act like you're going to be off in a corner. You're going to just be feeling all clammed up. Like, you're going to you're going to be feeling mad weird. You're going to be giving off mad weird energy, okay? Just think about that. Even if you're upset, like, say for instance, you're dating somebody, right? And your relationship or situationship didn't go that well and they moved on really fast after you. It would be very basic of you to assume that something was wrong with you, and that's why they moved on so quickly. But you just got to look into the fact of that person just can't be alone because they can't sit with themselves, because they don't like themselves that much where they can't sit and be alone and enjoy their own company. They have to run and get somebody else's energy to feed off of. So before you start believing the lies that other people are telling you, now granted, we all can use some constructive criticism, but if you're with somebody that literally wastes no time to tear you down or make you feel less than, it's because they're projecting and they hate to sit with themselves. They hate to be in their own presence and sit with their own thoughts and sit in their own reality. So they constantly are chasing a high off the next person. And when you don't feed into them, or when they feel like you've caught on to them, that's when they start switching up. That's why people love bomb people at first. They're love bombing you because they want a certain reaction out of you. They want to get a certain reaction out of you to make themselves feel good. And once the facade is up and you start asking questions, when you start figuring stuff out, they'll get defensive and they'll get mad at you. And then when you break things off, they'll be in another relationship just like that, complaining to that person about you. But I guarantee you, if you would have kept dealing with the stuff that they were presenting to you, the way that they were treating you, they wouldn't have nothing to say. You'll be the perfect person. Some people really just cannot be alone. They cannot sit with themselves. They cannot do that self-work. They cannot hold themselves accountable. So they always have to have somebody else, something else around distracting them. The same way that you glorify another person outside of yourself, The same way that you put another person on a pedestal, you should always put yourself on a pedestal before them. You should always prioritize yourself. Because if you thought of yourself as such a great person that deserves all these great things, like if you're dealing with somebody, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, and you're always going out your way to do nice things for them, going out your way to see them smile, if you put that same energy into seeing yourself happy, into prioritizing yourself, you wouldn't be experiencing all of these low vibrational interactions. You wouldn't have to keep having to cut people off. You wouldn't have to keep healing from each one of these situations. Because the minute somebody comes in and you realize that they're not up to your standard, you'll get rid of them. You won't even let them get in that deep to where they can tear you down. You won't even let it get to that point to where they can have something to say about you. The same tender, loving care that you invest in other people, if you invested that in yourself, you will be way more selective about the people that you associate yourself with. You wouldn't be so quick to let everybody in that close to you. They will have to earn their keep for once. Instead of you starting off from the beginning on 100, you would start off from 0 because you don't owe anybody anything. You wouldn't want to waste all of that time and effort that you put into getting yourself to where you are. You wouldn't want to waste all of that on just anybody. You will be a lot more selective. So if you find yourself just accepting whatever gets thrown at you or whatever gets presented to you, you have to look within and see where you can improve on your own self-worth. Your self-worth has to be so high. And that's just really the fact of the matter. A lot of people are dealing with situations that they feel are hurting them because they don't feel worthy enough to put the work into themselves so that they can truly feel like they deserve better, so they truly don't deal with situations like that. But if you find yourself constantly being in a rut or feeling like so down in the dumps every time like somebody turns out to not be ish, you have to really think to yourself, why do I keep putting all my trust, all my eggs in the basket of someone else? Why do you keep doing that? Build yourself up, work on yourself. Because the more you work on yourself, the less time a day you'll have to work on somebody else. That's their job. And anybody who comes into your life and gets mad because you're setting boundaries, because they expect you to do more things for them than they do for their own self, then that's not a person you need to have in your life. When you finally get the balls to cut somebody off and then they start telling you everything that they don't like about you, that's how you know. That's how you know that that person just wanted things from you. Because why, when you decide you don't want to deal with somebody no more, they start telling you all the things that they don't like about you, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, but you was in my face this whole time though. So you're the type of person that deals with people that you don't like nothing about, that you think so lowly about. You're that low vibrational of a person. You're that terrible of a person that you deal with people that you can't stand just to have somebody around. You're mad because you're losing somebody like that. You're beating yourself up because you lost somebody like that. This stops today. Today, you're going to start loving yourself. Today, you're going to see yourself as the baddest bee. Even if your hair not done right now, even if your nails not done right now, even if your toes not done right now, even if you're barefaced, no lashes, no nothing. You are the baddest bee. period. And I dare somebody to come into your life and try to check you. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. Each time you find yourself in a situation where you're giving more than getting, where the other person is taking, draining your energy, I'm gonna need you to go sit down and clock in. Figure out what you need to do to get your mind right so you don't let that happen again. But you cannot keep letting other sources outside of you determine your self-worth. You don't need nobody else to validate you. You do the validating. Nobody can check you. So just keep working on yourself. Keep loving on yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Okay? I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.